fascinating version of this race. Your favorite's going to be the number 1 Disco Time, 8-5 on the morning line. Winner of 5 straight races in 5 career efforts, but clearly facing the best field he has ever faced. You have the old timer in here. You've got White Abarrio, the 11, 4-1 on the morning line. This is a horse that has been awesome at Gulfstream Park, 8 for 10 in the career here at Gulfstream Park, has won the Breeders' Cup Classic, has won a bunch of massive races, including your champion from this race last year in the Pegasus World Cup Invitational, earner of over $7 million. Are you going with one of these two, or are you going a different direction?
Yeah, we'll see if this makes me, look dumb, but I'm going Disco Time. Dude, I just think he's better. I just think he's better. Here's the problem with horses like this. He has 0 class, right? But that's not.
Ouch.
Well, he doesn't. Tell me why that's different. I mean, you got a Pegasus winner and a Breeders' Cup Classic winner in the field, and in this field, the biggest race he's won is the Grade 3 Lecomte, right? But man, does he look like a serious horse. You just kind of highlight his 5 races. He breaks the maiden in impressive fashion. He then goes an allowance optional claimer at Churchill. Very impressive again. He goes to Lecomte. He's in the parking lot. I mean, he's so wide you can barely see him on the screen. This is a horse that likes to be up towards the front. He's 10th almost the whole race, and he still won. St. Louis Derby at Fairmount Park, your favorite place where you took all your dates. He wins easy. He should win easy. The Dwyer, I mean, he looked like just a min amongst boys in that race. It's a tougher race by far. I think he's ready for it. Give me the number 1 Disco Time. I think he actually gets a great trip from the rail as well.
See, I don't think he gets a great trip, and that's my biggest issue with Disco Time here.
I see him as lay out why you think
his best race is forward. Okay, yeah. I realize he won the Lecomte from way back, right, but he also ran his worst career buyer in the Lecomte.
Yeah, no, he's not winning from 10th. No.
So he needs to be forward. Yeah. There's a lot of flipping speed in this race. I mean, Disco Time is going to go. Full Serrano is going to send from the 3 post. Banishing is forward. Skippy Longstocking is forward. Madacat Road has 123 early time form pace. I think that horse is going to be forward. Every time going 2 turns, that's a forward horse. Captain Cook wants to be forward, the number 9 horse. Mika's running today, so not going to run. The Mika, the 10 horse, also 123 time form early rating. Like, there are so many horses that want to be forward. I think Disco Time, 0 chance gets an easy lead, right? No. And I think if you push forward, it's going to be a problem. Now, again, we have seen Disco Time close before. I don't care about the Lecomte. This horse, that's not the best version of this horse. Disco Time needs to be on or near the lead. If you go 22-44, you're cooked, right? If you go 23-46, I think Disco Time loses this race. And I don't think the pace sets up properly. That, to me, points to White Abarrio, who's boring. I'm not going to pick White Abarrio. And the number 7, Tappan Street, who I am going to pick in this race. It's 6-1 on the morning line. Tappan Street is the only horse famously to beat Sovereignty last year. Everyone's heard that one. I thought the race was actually pretty good on the comeback. Like, did not really try and was able to beat a field of nothing. But to me, the idea that Brad Cox, who P.S. trains the number 1 Disco Time, who was undefeated and your favorite in this race, says, you know what? I've got this monster horse in my barn. I'm going to put him in the Pegasus World Cup as well, despite having the favorite in the race. Tells me that Tappan Street is ready for this spot. The trip that Tappan Street got in the Florida Derby is going to be the exact trip that Tappan Street gets in this race. There are going to be 4 or 5 horses to go, and Tappan Street's going to be like, la, 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 and just sit right behind him and get first run on all of those leaders. And if Sovereignty ain't catching that horse, I think it's going to be tough for someone like White Abarrio to be able to catch Tappan Street, who I think is just going to absolutely trip out in this spot. I'm going to trust Brad Cox knows what he's doing. He's pretty good at this. And that Tappan Street is ready to face this level again. By the way, the Florida Derby, which we're talking about, 1.8 over Gulfstream. The Pegasus World Cup, 1.8 over Gulfstream. There are just so many parallels to the trip and the style of race that you got in that Florida Derby that I think Tappan Street is going to get again Saturday. I'll take a better price with the Brad Cox horse. I'll take the number 7 Tappan Street on top.
Well, listen, I have him in second. I think it's a great pick. I'm with you. I think it goes to the 2 Brad Cox horses, and then after that, it's okay. What White Abarrio are we going to get? You know, if we get the good version, I think he's right there with them. But I think it is going to come down to those 3, and maybe those 2 if we don't get the good version of White Abarrio. I think where we differ on this is why you get Flavian Pratt as your jockey. and maybe I give this guy too much credit. I just don't worry about trips when it's Flavien Prat. He just has a way to work it out. I think if they go like you say he's going to go, he's just going to take the hold of that horse and just kind of ease him into 4th or 5th position. I think the horse will be fine. If for whatever reason they don't go, I just trust Pratt's going to get this horse in the right spot. So I'm just not worried about the trip with Disco Time. I think it'll be fine. I do understand what you're saying, and I almost put Tappan Street on top, and the main reason why is kind of what you laid out. It was not flashy, his comeback race. I'm with you, but I'm with you. I think it was
fine.
I think it was good, but it wasn't flashy.
Yeah.
But he's here, and he's here for a reason, and that reason is because Brad Cox has got confidence in this horse. If he didn't think this horse had a chance, he wouldn't be in the race. It's just that simple. So I'm totally with you on that fact. I think that makes sense, and that's why I've got him in second. And honestly, the other big reason is, I mean, this is the horse most likely to improve, in my opinion, off of the last race. Like, we don't know what this horse could have become last year. That Florida Derby was a very good race. I think he's going to get better. I think this is a race where he gets better in. So, again, I'm not worried about the trip on Disco Time. I'm certainly not worried about the trip on Tappan Street. It should set up nicely for him.
Yeah, I think it's all about whether or not this horse is ready. I think if Tappan Street's ready, this is a 6-to-1's a good price. And it's the last time you'll get 6-to-1 on Tappan Street this year. Yeah. If not, then you like, who knows? Like, right, then there's a 6-to-1 shot that doesn't win. I'm willing to take that chance with the 6-to-1 price versus a 9-to-5 there on Disco Time. We've mentioned White Abarrio a couple times. What version of White Abarrio do you expect to see on Saturday?
I just don't have a lot of confidence in it. I expect to not see that good of a version of him. And to be fair, I was kind of out on him last year when he won this race. So that's just how it is. I'm approaching it like this. I'm going to have a couple tickets where he's kind of the saver of the ticket. You know what I mean? But I don't know that I'll have him on the main. I don't know. I don't think I'll have him on the main ticket. Mike, it's just hard for me to see him showing up and running a huge race here. We haven't seen him since August. He had to scratch from the Breeders' Cup. I mean, his works haven't been amazing here this year. He had a couple of bullets back last year when he was working, but I don't have a ton of confidence. What about you?
I wish he had run between that Saratoga race and now.
Yeah.
That to me is the big issue here. Like, even last year heading into the Pegasus World Cup Invitational, there was a 3-race plan to get him ready for that, right? Doesn't run well in the Met Mile, and then takes some time off, runs in November, wins in an allowance, runs in the Mr. Prospector, runs second in that race, but at least builds up to the Pegasus World Cup Invitational. There's no build up here. This is the first time since August we're going to see White Abarrio. That to me is the reason I'm not going to be on White Abarrio. I am worried that the build up isn't there. Now, if it is not Disco Time, if it is not Tappan Street, if it is not White Abarrio, it could be anyone. And I think that's the other part about this race that makes it fascinating. Disco Time is up against the pace. White Abarrio has a run. Tappan Street has not faced this level. So right away, you can make an argument, those three, if they don't run their A race, this thing is wide open. I would make a case for the number 8 Poster at 20-1. If you want to take a crazy shot here, it's a horse that is going to want to come from a little bit off the pace, is going to be able to set up well behind this specific pace. It's a 4-year-old that's run a couple times into this form cycle against Older. So faced Older last time in the Harlan's Holiday, ended up running second in that race, lost by a head to Skippy Longstocking, who also was in here. But Poster has an opportunity to improve, where Skippy Longstocking, I just don't see the improvement coming. I think the pace set up well for Poster as well. So crazy 20-1 for me. If you want to include it on multis, if you want to take a shot, I think makes a ton of sense in the triple. At least a little bit interesting on the 8 Poster. Did you look at that one at all?
I looked at Poster a little bit, and I think this is, every year we get a kind of a horse to go, man, he finished second or third. How did he do it? It feels like Poster's that horse, right? I don't know that he's going to win, but here's the thing you know about Poster. He kind of runs the same thing every time. Take back, make a run, see what happens. And yeah, I mean, there is a world where, like you said, the 1, 7, 11 may all run kind of poor because they all kind of have question marks. They're not absolutely elite horses just yet. And maybe it is Poster that picks up the pieces. I did look at him quite a bit. I thought the number 9 Captain Cook was kind of interesting as well. And I probably shouldn't, but I do. Well, he's weird, Mike. Like,
Yeah.
We kind of figured him out. I felt like when he was with Detro, it's like, oh, he's okay going longer, but he kind of needs to go short. And then he went short with Pletcher first out and almost beat Patch Adams. And freaking Patch Adams was a stud going 6-7 furlongs, right? And that was in the Jerkins at Saratoga. And my kind of thought process was maybe Pletcher found something out, and maybe this is a pretty good horse. He goes to the Perryville at Keeneland next, and I thought he would run great, and he was terrible in that race. I haven't seen him since, and now we're back to the distance where it didn't look like he wanted to finish. It was weird. I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird thing to put him in here. Maybe Pletcher just wanted to run one in here. I don't know. But I kind of doubted him in the Jerkins and kind of wrote him off, and he rode huge. Or he ran huge. I'm kind of doubting him now. I wouldn't be shocked if he runs kind of big here.
Pace is the problem for me with Captain Cook. There's just so much. Again, I outlined how many horses want to go. Captain Cook's best race is in the front. And I just don't see a world where Captain Cook gets a clean lead in this race. I don't see a world where anyone goes gate to wire in this race, and that makes it hard for me to want to back Captain Cook. Number 6, Madicate Road, a horse we've talked about a lot here. I don't think we need to spend too much time on it. Another horse I think who is dependent on being forward and is probably going to face a lot of pressure there. Didn't run great in the Malibu last time, but Baffert sending one to Gulfstream, you got to at least pay attention.
You know, I don't really worry about pace with him because I just kind of feel like he falls where he falls and he runs how he runs no matter what. And, that doesn't analytically speaking, that doesn't make any sense. But if you watch his races, it kind of does make sense when you watch it. It's like sometimes he's going to go 44 to the half and still run second. Sometimes he'll run 48 to the half and still get third. That's just who he's been. 1 win and 9 starts. And if you've been chasing him, I don't really blame you because he does show talent at times, but you're also just like completely frustrated with him. I mean, he has hit the board 6 out of 9 races. His worst 2 races were the last 2, the Jerkins was a really tough race, but the Malibu, he should have ran a lot better in there and he didn't. So I don't know. I think he can go this far. Like they cut him back to be a sprinter because I don't think they thought he could be like an elite horse going 2 turns, but I absolutely think he can run 2 turns. So maybe he hits the board. I'm kind of out on him. And I've been out on him for a while now, really.
It feels like a 4th at best horse to me. Probably 2 of the big 3 in my mind to not fire, to have a legitimate shot at running in the top 3. But I'll pass on Madicate Road in this spot. All right, that's the Pegasus World Cup Invitational, race number 13, $3 million on the line, going a 1 1/8 over Gulfstream Park's dirt course. Number 1 disco time for Aaron Halterman. Number 7 Tappan Street for me.